The Zarathi armada hung in space like a storm of metal and malice, 3,000 ships strong, weapons powered and aimed at Earth. Their message was simple: send your greatest warrior for single combat. If they win, we leave. If we win, Earth surrenders. The United Earth Council convened an emergency session. Generals presented their finest soldiers, champions with hundreds of confirmed kills, enhanced super soldiers with bleeding-edge augmentations. The debate raged for hours. Then someone said, "What about Frank?" The room fell silent. "Frank the janitor?" General Morrison asked, incredulous. "The guy who cleans the headquarters?" "Think about it," Colonel Peterson said slowly. "Frank's been here 43 years. He's seen everything, survived everything. Remember the Zephyr attack on this building? Everyone else evacuated. Frank stayed to finish his floors. He beat 12 armed intruders with a mop," someone added quietly. "That was an accident," Morrison protested. "He said he was just trying to clean around them." "What about the terrorist incident in Sublevel 5? Frank neutralized 6 operatives. He said they were making a mess in his supply closet." Admiral Chong pulled up Frank's file. It was unusual. 43 years of service. 0 sick days. Security footage showed him in the building during every major attack, calmly mopping while chaos erupted around him. He'd survived 17 invasions for bombing attempts and 1 incident involving experimental nanobots that he'd somehow cleaned up with industrial bleach. "This is insane," Morrison said. "Is it?" Chong asked. "The Zarathi asked for our greatest warrior. They didn't specify military. Frank has technically defeated more enemies than any soldier we have. He just did it while cleaning." Frank Kowalski stood in the transport shuttle, confused but cooperative. At 71 years old, with a slight stoop from decades of mopping, he didn't look like humanity's champion. He wore his janitor's uniform. The council thought putting him in armor might confuse him. "So I just need to clean something?" Frank asked for the 3rd time. "Something like that." "Frank," Admiral Chong said gently, "just do what you always do." The Zarathi champion waited in the combat circle, a biomechanical horror, for meters tall, covered in weaponized appendages, its very presence radiating menace. The alien crowd laughed when Frank shuffled out, carrying his mop and bucket. "This insults us," the champion roared. "You sent a cleaning slave?" Frank looked around the arena, noting the dirt tracked everywhere. "You folks ever heard of entrance mats? We cut down on this mess." The champion charged. Frank, purely on instinct, swung his mop to get it out of the way. The industrial-grade handle, reinforced after Frank broke 17 regular ones, caught the alien in what passed for its throat. The champion flipped backward, crashed into the arena wall. "Saw the..." Frank called out, genuinely distressed. "You startle me. I was looking at that stain over there. Is that organic?" "I've got something for organic." The champion rose, furious, and fired poison spines. Frank raised his bucket to protect his supplies. The military-grade cleaning chemicals inside, creating a cloud that dissolved the spines midair. "Now that's just rude," Frank muttered, noticing the poison eating into the floor. "That's going to need specialized treatment." For the next 10 minutes, the greatest warrior in the Zarathi Empire tried everything. Plasma claws, sonic screams, molecular disruption. Each attack was accidentally countered by Frank's attempts to either clean around the fight or protect his cleaning supplies. The end came when Frank noticed hydraulic fluid leaking from the champion's leg joint. "Oh, that's going to stain if we don't treat it now," he said, rushing forward with a cloth. The champion, never having faced an opponent who ran toward him to clean him, hesitated. Frank's industrial degreaser hit the joint, causing a catastrophic failure. The champion collapsed, systems failing, as Frank diligently tried to contain the spreading hydraulic fluid. "You need regular maintenance," Frank advised the dying champion. "These joints should be serviced every 30 days, 45 max." The Zarathi fleet left within the hour, their retreat broadcast, including their commander's words. "Earth is protected by something beyond warriors. They have Frank." Back on Earth, Frank submitted his overtime form and a request for new cleaning supplies. When asked about the battle, he said, "Battle? I was just trying to keep the place tidy." Though whoever designed that arena clearly never considered proper drainage. I left them some suggestions. The janitor's closet at Earth Defense Headquarters now bears a small plaque. Frank Kowalski's office, cleaning supplies and planetary defense. Frank thinks it's a typo. No one has corrected him.